Hello everyone and welcome back to the HearthCraft SMP with me, TomB92. Now I'm on my way through our nether tunnels towards Spawn where our shopping district is to make a few purchases. But before I do that, I want to jump into a time lapse and show you how busy I've been at my mega base. What do you make of those builds? I am so happy with how they've turned out. I think they're incredible and every element of it is spawn proofed. You know, with the iron farm, the iron golems can spawn in certain areas, so I had to make sure that every surface was spawn proof. Now we're now here at our kind of shopping district that we're starting to form, and there's a new shop, relatively new shop that's opened that I want to get some things from. And that is this here, the Skulk shop. I have not yet found a single ancient city, and I want to get up to some mischief with some of these blocks. So I'm going to need some sensors, so let's pick ourselves up. I'm going to go for 20. Then we also want to get ourselves some shriekers. So the shriekers are what spawn the warden when they're in the natural spawning position, but once they've been silk touched or picked up, they no longer do anything. They just make the cool noise after they've been triggered a few times. So I've got a few of these and I'm going to see what I can do around the server to create a bit of mischief with these skulk sensors and with these shriekers, and maybe something else. Now there's also over here some gunpowder that's actually been put up for free. Panda and Raven are stocking this gunpowder rocket, and I've took a few stacks earlier on, but I do feel kind of bad just taking them for free. There's a lot of hard work that people put into this kind of thing, so I took 3 stacks before, so I'm going to put in my 3 diamonds and pay that off. I think that's only right after people put in the hard work for farms, even though it's meant as a community resource. We're here at our friend and former neighbour base, Zorash, and tell you what, he's done a lot of work around here. It looks lovely coming out of the portal. However, we need to get a shrieker in place and we need to get a couple of sensors in place. He's got a lot of carpet around the base, so I think that's going to make it a little easier for us to hide things around. So, where do we reckon is going to be his most walked area? Maybe somewhere around here? Let's see what we can do. So, what's under there? Nothing. So we put a shrieker there. Stick the carpet above. Yeah, maybe here. Let's go here. So if we stick the shrieker there we go. Perfect. So I just need to put that back on. Now hopefully that's going to creep Zorash out. Now the good thing about that is I actually cannot see the motion of the skulk sensor being set off here, so that's pretty great, isn't it? Oh, there you go. I just saw it in the corner there, but I think we're going to be good. What I need to do now before heading over to our next base is go back to my base and get a few resources. I want to get a sticky piston. Now we'll play around with an observer clock and a bell, and we'll see what chaos we can create with that. Oh, okay. So back at my base, I've come back for some slime balls to make some sticky pistons. However, it seems someone has already played a bit of a prank on me, and my base is covered in wool. And your mum is here. Your mum's here. everyone, your mum is here. So, oh dear, there is an iron golem out the back here, so that doesn't bode well. They've probably created some spawning platforms around my base for the iron golems to get out. And now, the only people I know, oh, both sides, okay, this isn't good. The only people I know who have their hands on this much wool are Raven and Panda. So, given I was going to create some mischief already, it only makes sense that they get maybe a few extra. Maybe we can get them with a few extra skulk sensors and this alarm bell that I am going to stick in there for them. So here we are by Raven and Pandas, and I have to say this place is looking quite different since I was last here, last episode where Clarice died. Here's our friend Clarice number 2, he's still around, that's good to know. So we need to find a good spot to get this up and running. They have their iron farms around, so we could use that, but they also have their villager trader up over here. So yeah, somewhere over here, let's see what we can do. Oh, perfect, there's a pressure plate. Oh, we can use that pressure plate. So they're gonna have to excuse me here whilst I carve up their floor. So with the pressure plate, what we can do is stick some redstone underneath, and what we should be able to see is if we stand on that, it triggers the redstone dust here. So what we could do is use this to create an alarm bell. So when they come in, it creates an alarm bell, and we could stick it quite a bit underground, so it's, you know, a bit of hard work for them to get to. So let's go and put that in. So with our bell in place, that will now seal it. So let's give this a little demo. So if we can get out something like this. So if we now stand on this pressure plate, we should hear a very annoying noise, which actually may send these villagers into a bit of a frenzy, but oh well. Oh, why didn't it work? Let's have a look in free cam. Ah, I forgot. I went into bedrock redstone and I need a block here, don't I? That's why. That should do it. Okay. Second time lucky. If we now stand on this pressure plate, there we go. And how annoying is that going to be? So let's cover this up. Now I actually wanted another bell to use with the skulk sensors. Now I wonder whether any of their villagers here have a bell for sale that maybe I could buy. I can't remember what villager. Oh, perfect. 36 emeralds. Okay, we're going to come back. We're going to buy a bell off you. So I should now have enough emeralds, yeah, to get another bell. Now, what we want to do with this one is this time we want to use the skulk sensors, and we want to trigger it by some movement. Now, what's out here? Nothing. Okay, so the likelihood of them going back there is minimal. Let's check this still works. Yeah, there we go. That's still annoying and still works. Maybe by their portal. I mean, I guess everyone's going to come in and out of their portal, right? So let's see what we can do. Again, there's plenty of carpet around, so we can use that to our advantage. So that guy triggers. Yeah. Now what you have to do with this is to actually get them to follow the redstone, is you actually need to give redstone off of it, which I didn't think was the case. But you can see here it actually powers it when the skulk sensor is triggered. You see here that one's powered, but that one there isn't. So we actually need to get a connecting line of redstone to where we want to put the bell. And I think we need to go somewhere underneath their portal. So the mechanic is now in place. If we trigger the skulk sensor, oh, it doesn't give off. Oh no, I've done it again. There we go. There we go. So that'll be plenty annoying for them, right? So we just need to try and cover this back up. Okay, it's going to annoy me. Turns out I need to convert some of the moss blocks into carpet. Oh, interesting. Yeah, I hope they get equally annoyed by that as I do. As I do by all of the wool that they've put around and ruining my iron farm. Now, speaking of which, I need to go and tidy that up so I can actually start to put in a road layout around my base. I have a road layout design that I want to implement, and that will start to give us some more feeling around the base of it coming to life. And after quite a lot of work, I have my road layout installed, I have a pathway in, and I have a number of trees added to this road design. And I can't tell you how happy I am with how this has turned out. I've never tried a tree design like this. I went back to the Hermitcraft Season 7 world because I absolutely love Clarice's town or city in that, and I also love Aqua Town, the Scar Island that was built off of the shopping district. And these are some of the trees that I found in there, and they just have such a cool vibe. And I've swapped out the leaves for the azalea leaves, which are obviously a relatively new feature that weren't around in Hermitcraft Season 7, but I think that really comes well together. So we've got a few different variations and a few different heights, and it helps pull the road together. Now the road here, you can see I haven't put the pathway in over here, but we'll have some future builds over here. And on each end here, I've not put in any of the curb. So this is going to be like my curb, and that's going to be all around the roads. And you can see I've not put that in around here, and I haven't put it in around any of the other external edges. So I'm not tied back into where we need to go. I can keep my options open, and I don't need to keep it square. Ideally, I don't want a square city. I want things to go up in every direction. I'm already thinking I'd like to build something up there so we can get some height, and then we can play around with some of the height around there. Now head around here, we've just added in some bushes, which helps bring this together. And you can see we've got our andesite and our stone. And the reason that I really like the andesite is because it kind of gives this impression that the road or the pathway here is quite well worn. So I get the impression that the andesite is where it's been heavily walked on. And I think that really helps keep a real authentic feel to the pathways. Now I want to do something similar on the roads as time goes on. We're going to change up the sides. So we've got deep slate here, but it's all facing one way. And you can see when we face it onto its side, we get a different texture here, and we can get something similar. So we'll have some vehicles perhaps in the future, and we can actually get some life going through the roads and make it look like the roads are being worn. You know, it happens in real life. You get potholes, you get worn areas in your roads, and that's what I want to start bringing to this. I want to make it like this city is being lived in, and as time goes on and the season progresses, we'll hopefully get some changes in here. Now something I already have in mind is that I want to put a tram system in, so we'll likely also be changing some of the road structure out to put in a kind of tram line somewhere through here. I haven't decided where it's going to go. We kind of need to have a main road, which will probably be somewhere where our storage system will be, and I haven't yet decided where that will be, but obviously when that's in place, we'll be able to get our tram system set up. So we've got some bins, we've got some benches. One thing I'd really love to play around with in the future is the armor stands. I've never ever got my hands on the book before, and not in my solo world, and obviously it was never a thing in Bedrock. So I'd love to create some armor stands here where, you know, you've got people sitting, and again, just to bring that life to the city, and I think that'll play out really nicely. Now heading around the back here, I haven't done anything. You can see it's not worn, there's no andesite, there's nothing here. And I think what we could do around here in the future is put like a food stall, like a little pop-up food stall, get some benches, and that'll help fill out this empty space, and I think that will help out really nicely. Then heading around to this custom tree, this is just similar to what we did in our starter base, kind of using fence posts, but we've got a different way of bringing it down to the ground here, something a bit different. And I want to try and keep the designs of the trees different in the different areas of the city. You know, it happens in real life. You don't typically see the same tree setups in different areas of the city. You know, there's different lighting, there's different heat, different water levels, etc. And I really want to play around with that idea of authenticity of trees around. You know, maybe when we get towards the water over there in the distance, we can get some palm trees or something different. You know, really want to play around with different types of trees, and it's something that I really enjoyed. I had a great blast putting these trees together because they're just so different. There's not a lot of these kind of elements around, so it's just kind of got a composter underneath ready to process its bone meal to make it kind of look like it is worn in. and again something different to what we had over the other side. Now after having done that tour, that is going to be it for today's episode. We have been busy. We have built 4 big buildings in our mega base area. I'm so happy with every single one of them, the detail, the structure, everything that has come about. Again, I've just had such fun putting this episode together. I hope you really enjoyed it, and if you have, please do remember to like and subscribe to the channel, and remember, I will see you next time.